fabulous. I have ascended, I have leveled up, I have girl bossed. This is just wow, like well done me, because this is an accomplishment. This is like me just reaching the ultimate level. I am in shock. Hi guys, it's Jodie and welcome to a new video. So today I thought, why not do a 24-hour readathon but make it a challenge, because I haven't done one of these successfully yet, really. And this is probably not a good idea because I'm really tired and I've not even started the readathon, but it's not going to stop me from doing it. So figured I would turn my monthly 24-hour readathon I do with my patrons into a little bit of a challenge, and I am going to try and do the timer method. Now I've tried this a few times and failed, so yeah, why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. Yes, we're going to be timing the 24 hours, so I might not necessarily do this all within 24 hours because I probably will need to sleep. I really want to try and stay awake, but I don't know if I'd be able to because I am so tired and I didn't sleep a lot last night, so maybe that's not a good idea. And I do have a 9 AM appointment, so yeah, probably will need sleep. So I will probably have to continue this 24-hour readathon on another day as well, because today is Monday the 20th of March and it's currently 5:30, so I will be continuing this on tomorrow. But if I need to do it any longer than tomorrow, I will not be continuing it on Wednesday, because Wednesday's my birthday and I don't want to be doing a 24-hour readathon challenge on my birthday. Plus I'm going to film like a different vlog for Patreon for my birthday, so yeah, like I will obviously pick this back up again maybe towards the end of the week or something. But yeah, why not time it? Let's just make this more difficult and stressful. No, I'm kidding, it will still be fun, but yeah, I want to try and do a challenge. So I do have a bunch of books to talk to you guys about. So this is my very ambitious TBR for this reading challenge, and I don't know if realistically I will finish half of these, but you know, I am ambitious, I'm optimistic. Like, I'm gonna try my best to read as much of these as I can, because I go away this coming weekend and I want to finish these books to be able to start something new. So yeah, I do really want to finish these, and then I can feel like I have a fresh start to read anything I want, because I have a few books that I really still want to get to during the rest of March. So yeah, I do need to finish all these. But anyways, so the first one we have is volume 2 of Chainsaw Man. So I am currently about a third of the way into this, so I definitely want to finish this. If I had volume 3, I would also be including it for this reading challenge, but I don't. I've ordered it and I'm waiting for it to come. I read volume 1 a few days ago, really enjoyed it, and I started the anime. I'm almost done with it, and yeah, I just really like it. So I figured I'd finally start the manga. So I am already a little bit into volume 2, so I definitely do want to finish this one. And then this one I might read, I don't know for sure, because I did start this back in January, so I do want to pick it back up again and finish it. So this is Attack on Titan, volumes 10, 11 and 12. So I can't remember what number omnibus this one is. I think it's like the 4th one or something, or the 5th one. But yeah, I would like to pick this back up again because I really miss the characters and the world, and it's just annoying me that I have this sitting there not finished. So yeah, maybe we will pick this up and finish that one. Then I really do want to read Junji Ito's Black Paradox. I've been saving this for a while for a readathon, so I didn't get to it during my last 24-hour readathon, so I definitely want to try and squeeze it into this one. I love Junji Ito. I just love everything he writes. It's just so weird and creepy and you never know what you're going to get. So yeah, very excited to read this one, and it's not too long, so I feel like it is doable. Then this next book is kind of just like an extra one, so I won't really care if I don't get to this one. I just thought I'd throw it in because it's short, so if I finish my like main actual book, then I will start this one, which is A Spindle Splintered by Alex E. Harrow. I have actually heard quite bad things about this, I'm not gonna lie, so that's not too promising, but I love that there's like illustrations in this. It's a super short retelling, I think, of Sleeping Beauty, but like a really dark like spin on it. So yeah, I really like retellings and I really like short stories like this, so I do want to try and read it, and I just thought it'd be perfect for a readathon because it is short. Then we have a poetry collection, which is Mary Oliver's volume 1 of the select poems. I don't have very much of this left, so I do want to finish it. I'm on page 174, so I feel like I could do this, and poems are always nice to like break up different reads. And then finally we do have my current read, which I really want to finish, which is Daughter of Noel by Carissa Broadbent. So I'm on page 333, so I only have this much left. I haven't picked this up for about a week, so yeah, I am enjoying it, but it's more 4 stars. It just hasn't sucked me in as much as The Seven and the Wings of Night did by the same author. So yeah, I definitely do want to finish it though, so hopefully I can do that during this 24-hour readathon. So yeah, that is my very, very big TBR. Maybe we will do it, maybe we won't. Maybe I will fail at this readathon like I do every readathon, but yeah. So I am doing this with my patrons, and I'm really, really excited, and I think I might do some reading sprints in a bit as well to keep me motivated. Also, how cute is this mug? It's a little cat, and it has a little cat spoon, and it came with a lid as well. The lovely Caitlin got me this as an early birthday present, which is so nice. Like, I'm obsessed with this mug. I love it. Like, it's so adorable, and I will be using this mug all of the time. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Caitlin for this wonderful gift. I just love it so much, and the fact that it's a black cat like Frankie as well, I just love it. So yeah, anyways, I am gonna go, and I think I'm gonna watch some 24-hour readathon videos before I actually start a readathon, because I feel like they always motivate me to want to actually read and accomplish something during the 24 hours. So yes, I'm gonna go and watch some of those, and then I will start the readathon. So it's currently 5:45, so I'll probably start around 6:30 p.m. or 7 and go from there. So yeah, welcome to a 24-hour readathon. If I change my mind about the timer thing, I will let you guys know, but as it stands, I'm going to attempt it. So let's hope that it goes well. Yeah, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this?
Why?
I don't know, but let's hope that it's fun and you guys like it, because yeah. This poem. So it says, to live in this world you must be able to do 3 things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones knowing your life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. I just love Mary Oliver. That's so good. Okay, hi guys. So it's quite a while later. I just realised I need to stop my timer. Keep forgetting to turn it off. So yeah, I've done this a few times. When I had dinner and stuff, I accidentally left the timer running. We're on 1 hour 47 minutes in, and I have finished 2 books so far. I don't know if I just made the lighting worse or not, but anyways, what I was gonna say was I finished 2 books. So I finished Chainsaw Man Volume 2, gave this 4 stars. This was just so fun. I've already seen the anime, so I already knew what was gonna happen. I mean, I think if I hadn't watched the anime first and I saw this, I would be like, immediately no. Like, just no. But when you know like the characters, it's just kind of funny. It's still weird, but it's funny. Yeah, so I just really like this because I just love the anime so much. So I definitely think having seen the anime first is making me enjoy the manga more. I don't know if it was the other way around, how I'd feel, but I gave this 4 stars. Really, really fun. Power's definitely my favourite character. She's just so funny, and she's obsessed with cats and her own cat, and that's just me. So yeah, I really, really like Power. So I gave this 4 stars. Really wish I had volume 3 right now because I would start that, but I don't. I have ordered it, but I have some of the other volumes. I just need volume 3 and a few more, so hopefully they come soon and I can continue on with the series because I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I gave this 4 stars, and then I finally finished this poetry collection. I originally started this in 2021 and I only read like 14 pages, I think. I've read like, I think 2 small collections by Mary Oliver before, but yeah, I got like 14 pages into it and then just never came back to it. And I randomly was just in the mood to read some of her poetry last week, so I sat down to read like just a bit of it while my video was exporting, and I accidentally sat and read like a lot, and I was just like, well, here we go, I may as well continue it and finish it eventually. So I have been reading a little bit of this recently, and then as I showed you at the start of this video, I did have some left, and I finally finished it after 2 years. So I gave this 4 stars. I would say it's like a 3.75 stars because there was the odd poem that totally went out my head, and I do feel like the last bit, I'd say the last like 60 pages just lost me. Like, there wasn't very many tabs there because it was very like about her family and like trips and things, and I just couldn't pick anything out of those poems that I found relatable or beautiful, which is what I want when I read poetry. So I guess it's obviously subjective to the reader, but I just didn't really enjoy the last portion of this book. Really was a struggle to get through, and I didn't really enjoy those poems, but the rest of the book I really did. And yeah, I just really love how Mary Oliver writes about the small things in life and like the natural world and things. So yeah, I rounded up to 4 stars on Goodreads, but I'm so happy that I have finally finished this collection. So yeah, we are only 2 books down, and not an actual novel yet, but still, this is still reading, and I'm still happy that I finished these. So I need to decide what I want to read next. I don't know whether to pick up another manga or read A Daughter of No Worlds. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for, but yeah, I think I'm going to make a cup of tea. It's quite late in the evening right now and I'm already sleepy, so I'm going to make a cup of tea, and then I think I might do some reading sprints just to keep me awake and reading. But I have decided I am going to sleep tonight because I have an appointment at 9 AM and I will likely have to get up at like 6ish for it to get ready and like run some errands before that appointment. So I definitely want to make sure I do get some form of sleep tonight. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea, and then I'm gonna like probably get changed into some comfies and get ready, I think, to do some reading sprints with my patrons. So yes, I will probably update you guys later. Like, I'm really enjoying it. There's a specific thing which I guess is like the main plot that happens to the main character, but I just don't know if I like that concept or not. Like, I don't know. Yeah. And I feel like that's what's throwing me off this book a bit, because like I was hoping it was gonna be 5 stars, but it's definitely like 4 stars.
Okay.
But like it's good. It's just I don't think I like the concept of like I can't really say anything without spoilers, and it's hard to even like describe it. Yeah. But like I just don't know if I like this specific thing that's going on, like that's happened. Okay, hey guys, so it's a lot later and I do have a reading update, very small one. I'm currently on some sprints on my Patreon with Jan and Em, so have both their channels linked down below. Make sure you go and check them out. I adore them both. But yeah, we're doing some reading sprints, really fun, chatting about books, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I have done a bit of reading. I've only read around 30 pages though of Door of No Wells. So I'm on page 362 at the moment. I've pretty much spent the entirety of this last sprint on Discord, so I haven't really got much reading done. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling very tired now, so I think after this sprint I am gonna go and get ready for bed. Sorry if I made you yawn. I'm starting to feel delirious, so like, why am I awake and reading right now? My eyeballs are quite literally protesting right now. They do not want me to be reading. Like, I am so tired. And I do kind of want to stay up and just read all night, but I know it's not a good idea, and then I need to sleep because then I won't read tomorrow. I think I will go to bed after this sprint, but we'll see. One of these days I'll do a readathon where I actually do stay awake all night, but today is not that day. So yeah, anyway, I just want to check in because I probably won't check in again until tomorrow because I am going to go to bed after this. I finished 2 books so far, which isn't bad, and I will finish this one. I'm determined to finish this during this readathon, and then once I finish that, hopefully I can squeeze in maybe a couple of manga or something. Yeah, anyways, that is all of my reading updates, as if there was any. I'm gonna go now, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Bye. This was coming, but still. Oh my goodness. The famous line. Are we doing it now? Here. Oh my god. Oh, iconic. Yes, Mikasa. Yes. Oh my goodness. Come on. So since I last spoke to you guys, I have finished another 2 books. So at the moment I'm currently in Cornwall, so I am just popping in to quickly say that because I'm going to film some more of this video, this reading challenge if you will, while I'm here. Maybe finish it, we'll see. So we're here for 2 nights, so we have 1 more night here. So Jamie brought me here for my birthday, which is really, really nice. So we are staying here, and I finished reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I was already halfway through it, and I listened to it on audio, and I gave it 3 stars. I was a bit bored for the first half, but I will say the second half of the book was definitely a lot better than the first half. However, the pacing for that entire book was just all over the place. Like, the pacing just totally changed halfway through, and I definitely preferred it once it did. But other than that, it was very like mundane, which sounds weird to say considering it's like a fantasy, but it read very mundane and very boring. Like, she did this, she did that, blah blah blah. Like, there wasn't any like substance to it until about halfway, and then we got introduced to an actual plot, and that plot was actually very entertaining and interesting, and I did enjoy it. But overall it just felt very flat for me, and it was just about 3 stars. So I did enjoy parts of it, but a lot of it I was very bored for, which is really unfortunate because I thought I was gonna love it. Yeah, I did give it 3 stars, and I'm glad that I finally finished reading it. And then I also read Solo Leveling volume 6 on the way here. Gave this 5 stars. Are we shocked? Probably not. This is my favorite manga series at the moment. I love it so much. It is so freaking good. I'm so excited for the anime, especially for some stuff in here. Like, I can't wait to see it animated. This volume was really, really interesting because we get introduced to a lot more characters, and we get to see more of those characters rather than just focusing on the main character, which I really liked. And there's definitely like another plotline brewing in here, which I like, and we got to see more of like the demon world and demons and stuff in here. So yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying this story so much. I can't wait for volume 7. So of course I did use the timer, so we are now on, let's see what my time is at. I think it's like 8 hours. Because basically what I've done is every time I listened to that audiobook or when I was reading this, I did have the timer on. We are 8 hours and 44 minutes into the 24-hour challenge, so yeah, I still have a lot to go. But I'm curious to see, like, through this timer method of actually timing myself read, how much I can get through. So I've read volumes 10, 11 and 12 of Attack on Titan, so it wasn't the omnibus, but they were 3 individual volumes. I've read Chainsaw Man volume 2, Solo Leveling volume 5, and finished Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So far I've read 6 books. However, I was halfway through the Emily Wilde book. So yes, we're 6 books down, which I'm very happy about. So I still need to finish, I've forgotten what it's called, Daughter of No Words, but I haven't yet. And I have some other books and a lot of manga with me, so hopefully I can get through some of those. I'm definitely more in a manga mood at the moment than like a book mood. But yeah, I'm gonna try and read as much as I can this weekend. We're going out shortly for the day, so I figured I would include like anything I get up to or I film this weekend in this vlog, because why not? And I want to finish this challenge soon, so hopefully I can get some reading done towards it this weekend, and of course I will time it. But yeah, I just want to come on and update you, and now enjoy some footage of our trip. Okay, hi guys. So it has been quite some time since I updated this vlog, and why do I feel like I'm sitting down to do an apology video or something? Anyway, it's been a while since I updated this vlog. So I'm still doing this readathon now. So I'm doing like a reading challenge, as you guys know. So I've just been editing some of the video, and basically I went to Cornwall, which I included some footage of in this vlog because I just wanted to keep it in here. I thought it'd be fun for you guys. And I did do a bit of reading whilst I was in Cornwall, and I finished a book. I finished Daughter of New Worlds. I don't have the book with me because I'm currently away again, but I finished Daughter of New Worlds. I gave it 4 stars. This book started off really strong and I was really enjoying it, but it definitely didn't have the same pacing and kind of intrigue as Serpent and the Wings of Night does by the same author, and I read that just before, so I feel like I maybe had my expectations a little bit too high for this one. I still really enjoyed it, but if I'm comparing the two, it just did not hit the same as Serpent and the Wings of Night. That one was so good. It was so engaging the whole time, so full of action, and I just love the world so much more in that one. Whereas in Daughter of New Worlds, I'm not as keen on the world, and I can't give any spoilers, but there's a particular thing that happens to our main character and makes them stronger, let's say, and I just don't like that. Like, I want them to be strong on their own, which they are, but like I don't want them to need this thing to be that way, and like I just didn't really like this thing that was introduced, this element of the story. It just, I don't know, I just didn't really like it. So I feel like that put me off a bit, but I feel like the pacing started off quite well for this book. It was straight into the action. I really liked it, and then somewhere in the middle it got quite like mundane and cozy fantasy-esque. Like, it was kind of just our main character day to day going through the motions and nothing really happening, so I was getting a little bit bored and a little bit like disinterested and not as engaged with the main character anymore. So yeah, and it is slow burn romance, but I just feel like the romance there wasn't enough banter there for me personally. Like, there was some funny bits and it was quite cute, and it is very slow burn, but it just wasn't what I really like from romance, like in a fantasy world. I don't know, I can't quite put my finger on what it is, and I just feel like it did kind of like not get boring, but it just definitely lost my kind of interest in it a little bit. Like, I wasn't really excited to pick it up all the time, and it took me like 2 weeks to read this book, so that's how you know like I wasn't obsessed with it or anything. But I still had to give it 4 stars because it was really good. The characters had a lot of layers to them, and we're dealing with so much trauma, and I feel like that was handled really well, and I just love the world generally. But yeah, it lost me at times, so I gave it 4 stars, but I finally finished it. I also finished Solo Leveling Volume 6. I read that on the way to Cornwall. Absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. That one was so good because we were introduced to so many more characters, and we started to focus on panels that were from their point of view instead of just our main character. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Loved it. 5 stars. I also finally finished Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia for Fairies. I don't know if I already said this, but I gave that book 3 stars. That book was kind of boring, but it did pick up. The first half was very boring. I wasn't really vibing with it. Didn't like the writing style. The second half definitely picked up and was very fast paced. I like the action. I like the kind of slow burnish romance and the way it all kind of unfolded. It's very whimsical as well. I just really enjoyed the second half, so I did decide to give it 3 stars. If I was physically reading this, I probably would have DNF'd it. I don't think I could physically read it just because of the writing style, but I really enjoyed the audiobook. The audiobook narration was really fun. At first I didn't like it, but I started to really enjoy it, and yeah, I would say the second half was really good. The first half not so much, so I did give it 3 stars. So I think that's all of my updates. I think I don't know how many books I finished so far in this, and this is where it gets complicated. I'm sorry about the squeaky chair. So my timer was on. You guys will see clips in the video of me showing my timer, but the last screenshot I took in Cornwall was 7 hours 34 minutes, and then I read more up until about 8 hours 44 I think it was, which you will see in a clip. So I had 8 hours 44, and then I read for, let me just figure out when this was, because this is where it starts to get confusing. So then I read for 2 hours 38 minutes when I read a lot of Daughter of New Worlds by the beach on our last day in Cornwall. So I was on, I think, about, let's say 11 hours by that point. And then yesterday when I am now here, which I will explain in a moment, I read for a total of 5 hours and 44 minutes. So I'm now on 16 hours and 44 minutes of the reading challenge. So I finished another book yesterday. So basically, before I get into that, I am now staying at a library for 2 nights. And you heard that right, I'm staying in a free library. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm filming a whole vlog while I'm here, so you guys will see that probably after this video. And I'm just in heaven. I want to live here. I love it. It's incredible. Yeah, it's so good. So I'm staying in the library right now. And yesterday when we got here, we spent a lot of time just like exploring. But then I started this book and finished it. So I read this in the library and just on the bench outside while it's sunny. It was so nice. So this is I Want to Die But I Won't Eat Tteokbokki by Sahi. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. And the internet here is terrible, so I'm not even going to try and find the pronunciation on this. I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I'm not sure on the exact wording, phrasing, pronunciation, that's what I'm looking for, of the author's name. But this is the author here, and this is translated from Korean. I was sent this quite some time ago by the publisher when it first came out, and this is one of my anticipated releases originally. I was so excited because I saw, I think Nam June from BTS talk about this, and it wasn't too long after I like got into BTS that like I heard about this, and I was so excited for it. So I requested it with the publisher and they very kindly sent me a copy, and then it kind of just got sat in a TBR pile and then another TBR pile and another one, and I didn't end up picking it up. And when I was packing some books to bring here with me to this trip, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to read next after I'd finished Out of No Worlds, so I brought a whole different range of books so I'd have plenty to choose from, and this was one of them. I just randomly grabbed this at the last second, and for some reason yesterday I felt like reading it. It's a non-fiction and it's basically a story about our author and her conversations with her psychiatrist. So the formatting is really interesting. It's definitely not for everyone. So it has like, it's like this, so it'll be the author and then the psychiatrist, and then each kind of section kind of ends with a bit of commentary and a quote from the author and like a reflection. I enjoyed this book. I rated it 3.75 stars. It wasn't quite 4 stars because the ending, or the second half I guess, of this book kind of lost me, but I rounded it to 4 stars in Goodreads. This is definitely not for everyone, but I really enjoyed this, especially the first half. I could relate to so many different things that the author was talking about, and the author actually voiced some of my own thoughts and opinions that I thought I was totally alone in feeling. So to hear that from somebody else kind of made me feel really validated, and I don't know, it was like really interesting to find a book about mental health that did resonate with me, because although mental health, like a lot of mental health symptoms can be the same for everyone, I feel like everyone's experience with it is so incredibly unique. So I've read like Matt Haig's books on mental health. I did not enjoy them at all. I gave them 2 stars. I could not relate to them, did not find any comfort or solace in any of his books, unfortunately. But that's not to say that somebody else would, who has experienced similar things. So yeah, I've never really found many non-fiction books that have kind of captured how I feel with my mental health, but this one certainly did. So many things in here definitely resonated with me, some things didn't. The second half of this kind of got a little bit unrelatable for me, and a bit, I was just not interested. Like I was a bit bored, especially the ending where the author kind of talks more about family and stuff. I just kind of was a bit bored with that, but I had to give it the higher rating just for how much I related to it at the start, and I just really enjoyed it. It was just a really interesting read. It also does touch upon other mental illnesses that I didn't know a lot about before, and other things, so I did learn some things from this as well, and some new words I had to look up that was really interesting. And there was also some like terminology and like phrases in there that it's like a typical Korean saying that was then translated to English and like what it would mean here, and I found that interesting. Have a lot of things in here. I just really liked it. Like I just thought it was really entertaining at times as well, and yeah, it was just a good read. So I definitely don't think this is for everyone, but I would say if you're interested in this and you want to read a book about mental health, then definitely read this. However, this book has definitely got me thinking that I probably do need to see a psychiatrist, and that kind of scares me. But yeah, anyways, I gave this 4 stars. Started and finished it in one sitting pretty much, and yeah, it was a really good read. So I have not finished this. That's where we're up to. I don't know how many books I've finished now total, but it's actually quite a lot. I'm really impressed with myself. But now I need to decide what I want to start next. So I have loads of books with me. I don't know what I'm going to start next. I think I might read some manga next and then start another novel. But yeah, anyways, that's like my updates and explanation for everything you've seen thus far. We're going to continue the reading challenge. Like I said, I think now I'm gonna have to watch this back, but I think I said I had 11 hours plus the 5, so I'm on 16 hours and 44 minutes. So how many hours do I have left? 7 hours of this challenge left. So let's see what I can get through in 7 hours worth of reading. But I'll probably update you guys maybe later or tomorrow if I've read anything else, and then I'll just insert some bits of b-roll here and there. But make sure you do check out my library vlog when that goes up, because I have filmed some incredible bits of b-roll for that vlog, because this place is just so beautiful. So yeah, definitely check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and sit, I think, in the lounge and then go to the library in a little bit. But yeah, goodbye. So I'm just here to update this vlog. Also, I have not been punched in the lip. I had a pimple, so it looks like I have not necessarily a split lip, but my lip looks a little strange, that's why. So I'm here to not update this vlog, but to explain something in this vlog. So I finally worked out yesterday, once I was editing this vlog, that I have read for approximately 21 hours in total. So I can't remember what I said when I last updated you guys. I did some reading, I think, after I last updated you guys, and I added those hours onto the last like update I did in here, and like what was on my timer. So I've read 21 hours in total, so I have 3 hours left of reading to do. So I really want to get this done because I want to start filming a weekend reading vlog this weekend, because I'm doing like a cozy little chill weekend readathon with my patrons. So yeah, I do want to get this finished finally. But I'm so happy with this challenge, because doing this challenge properly, like making sure I actually time myself for 24 hours across like even the last week, has been such a good motivator to get me to read. And it's been so fun to see exactly how much I can accomplish in a full 24 hours of just reading. So if you were ever thinking about doing this, then do it. It's so fun. This is the first time it's been successful for me as well. So anyways, I have 3 hours left, so I'm not too sure what I want to read. So I think I'm just going to read some more manga. So I'm thinking I'll try and read some volumes of Chainsaw Man, because I do have all of these volumes here that I really want to read. So I might just see how many of these I can get through in 3 hours. But then I also started reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang this morning. I mean, I only got, I think I was on page 18, so not very far. And then I not only spilt coffee all over this book, but guys, I made an error. I made a fatal mistake. I made the biggest boo-boo of all boo-boos. Like, I have my camera on my small tripod. I may have dropped my camera into an entire cup of coffee and spilled it all over the book on my desk. Bruh. How my camera is still working right now, I don't know. And I literally just bought this camera last year because my last one broke. So I mean, the lens refused to open for a moment then, so I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't break, because I will be screwed if it does. But yeah, I did drop the camera, into an entire cup of coffee this morning. Like, the coffee cup just, like, and the camera fell, and the coffee cup just went over it, and yeah. So I did get coffee on the corner. I don't know if you can really see, but this is all covered in coffee. And to the sticky tabs I was using as a bookmark got drenched in coffee too, so I don't have a bookmark right now. I just read the first 18 pages. I'm definitely intrigued, and I don't know if I just said, but this is Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. This is an arc. I think this comes out quite soon. I can't remember the exact date. It comes out in May, so I really do want to read this before it comes out. And my friend Kat has read this and really liked it, so I definitely do want to get to it. So I might just read some of this as well. I'm not really too sure. I have some errands to run as well, so maybe I can get like 3 volumes of Chainsaw Man read in the next 3 hours. We will see, but I'll definitely use the timer and finally finish this challenge and this vlog. Like, honestly, I've just been so like happy doing this challenge. Like, I definitely want to do it again. And I think as well, because I haven't confined myself to doing this over a full 24 hours, as in like only one day and staying up for 24 hours and doing it that way. I think because I've just given myself the freedom to just press my timer back on any day when I'm actually in the mood to read has definitely helped as well. So it's really fun just seeing like how much I can read in 24 hours and just doing it when I'm actually in the mood to read. I think that's been like the most important thing to make this a success. I will catch up with you guys probably once the 3 hours are over and I can say that I have finished the challenge. But yeah, pray for my camera that it doesn't break and then it carries on working. Otherwise, I don't know what I will do. I really don't. Good vibes, good thoughts, prayers, all of it is needed right now. Pray for my camera, okay? So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go, so goodbye. Guys, I am unwell. I am unhinged and I am in pain. I don't think I'll ever mentally recover from this, to be honest. My brain just, it's not there anymore. I don't know. Tell me how in just over those 3 hours I managed to read all these volumes of Chainsaw Man. So that's the first reason my brain is mush, because how did I do that? I don't know. I mean, let's see, it took me 3 hours and 44 seconds to be exact. But somehow I just did this. So I thought it took me like over half an hour to read a manga, which it usually does, but when I timed myself for each one of these, it took me around 20 to 25 minutes. But some of them I just flew through, and then others took a bit longer. But somehow I did it, guys. I just read 8 volumes of Chainsaw Man back to back. And if you've read Chainsaw Man, if you've read volumes like 9 through 11, then you know the pain I am experiencing right now, the emotional damage that has been inflicted upon me by this manga. Like, how will I ever recover from what happens? I just have no words. Okay, volume 9, I'm sorry, but like one of my favorite characters. Oh, I can't give spoilers, but volume 9, just uncalled for, unnecessary jail time.
The police. Jail time.
Like, but then we have volume 10 and 11, and now I'm not gonna lie, although volume 10 and 11 was full of action, and I did like one of the things that happens in here between Denji and another character who I'm not gonna say, but it was a really heartwarming moment and really wholesome, and I feel like it demonstrated so much character growth for these characters. I loved that, and I did tear up. I think I did film a clip of that. But I did feel like both of these volumes were very, very rushed, and I was a little bit confused through both of them, I'm not gonna lie. This one I gave 3 stars because it just kind of lost me a little bit, and I didn't really fully understand what was going on. It was moving too fast for me, and the panels, there was a lot of panels without any text on, and I couldn't quite figure out what I was looking at. So these 2 were not my favourite. These are my least favourite volumes. But yeah, somehow I read volumes 3 to 11 of Chainsaw Man. I honestly don't know what is going on with me. Like, I feel like I must be on crack or something. Like, how on earth did I manage to read as much as I did during these 24 hours? Like, I know I did time 24 hours fully. I didn't read these books in a day. I read them over timed 24 hours, but like still, I honestly don't know how I did it. So the challenge is over. This is the most successful readathon / challenge I've ever done. But do I feel good? No, I don't. I don't. Because this has just destroyed me. Like, my soul, heart, mind, body, spirit, all of it is destroyed because of this manga. I do not know how I will go on now. And the anime, like when this gets animated, because I'm pretty sure only up to volume 4 or 5 is animated so far, I'm gonna have to relive that pain again. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about Chainsaw Man and talk about all the other books that I have managed to read for this reading challenge. So somehow I managed to read all of this in 24 hours. Am I okay? I am mentally unwell. Like, how? Like, yes, I did finish all of these, and this Attack on Titan omnibus has 3 volumes in it, so let's count how many I read, because I've actually lost count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I read 21 books. I mean, I think I may have girl bossed a little too hard here. How did I read all of this? How? Okay, let's go through it and let's be a bit transparent as well. Okay, so I've already talked about it, and I read volume 2 of Chainsaw Man earlier in the readathon, but I read 10 volumes of Chainsaw Man. So this took me around 20 minutes to half an hour per volume roughly, so this was obviously very, very doable and like really quick reads. But this is the most manga I've read in like one go in a long time. Like, I haven't read this much manga. Like, I just read 8 volumes back to back. Like, I never do that. So I definitely do think that this manga is a very easy read. I gave nearly every single volume 4 stars, but I would say low 4 stars for some of them. And then I did give the 10th volume 3 stars. So this wasn't like a 5-star series for me, but I really enjoyed it. I think I do prefer the anime, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I just think I have an easier time understanding some of the plot points in the anime compared to the manga. But that is something that can happen quite easily with manga versus anime anyway. But yeah, I did give these like 4 stars mostly. So this is a really fun series, very gory though. and can be a bit weird at times, but that's what makes it so fun. It's just so outlandish. So yeah, I did read 10 volumes of Chainsaw Man. I also read The Saviour's Book Cafe, Story in Another World Volume 1. This is a cute, wholesome manga. I gave this 5 stars. It's a bookish manga. I knew I would love it. And I have ordered the next 2 volumes after this one because I loved it that much. So yeah, this one, just so cute. If you're looking for a wholesome bookish manga, then this is your manga. If you have any recs that are like this, please let me know. I just love this. It's set in a fantasy magical world. Our main character is thrown into this new world with magic and a bookish cafe, and we have this other guy there. And obviously I think as the series goes on, we'll learn more about the world, we'll like see more with the magic, and obviously a bit of romance. But I just really enjoyed this. It was just so wholesome and like nice and fluffy, very different to Chainsaw Man, so I feel like this was just like what I needed. But yeah, I gave this 5 stars. Then we have A City of Thorns by C.N. Crawford. So this one I gave 5 stars as well. I would say it's like a 4.75 to be super picky. Now, to be like fully transparent, a full disclosure and all that, I was 105 pages into this when I started, so I was already a third of the way through this book. So yeah, bear that in mind. Like, I was a third of the way through this one. I didn't start it from start to finish during this, the 24-hour period, but I'm still super happy. I managed to read, I think, the remaining 2/3 of this book in around 5 hours, I think it was, when I timed it, which is really good for me because I am a slow reader, and it usually takes me quite a while to get through a book and to sit and read like that much in one go. So I think a lot of that was because I was at that library reading retreat, so I was really calm and relaxed and just enjoying it. So I feel like that's why I was able to get through so much as well. But yeah, I was already a third into this. This is a really good fantasy romance, especially if you're looking for something with a darker twist to it, because this is set in a demon city, and I love the magic in here, like the world building. The fact that we have the human world mixed with demons, we have this city of Thorns, which is a demon city, and we find out all these different things about demons. There's various different types of demons, so I really like that. I really like how there is a murder mystery subplot in here, as well as like the main romantic plot and plot of the main character carrying out this, like, I don't know what the word is, but I'll say plot again. So yeah, I liked how there was like lots of different things going on in this book, and that we did have the murder mystery, we did have good world building, we did have romance, and we had a badass female main character who really kind of went from this extremely insecure woman to this really badass, realised her worth and strength kind of woman. You know, really good character development. So I did really enjoy this one, and I would recommend it. It's just a fun fantasy romance, and I really love the world building, and the writing is just so easy to read and so easy to just get like lost into. So yeah, I did really enjoy this one. Then next we have volumes 10, 11 and 12 of Attack on Titan. I think I gave this 5 stars. This is the first Attack on Titan volumes that I've given 5 stars. I think I gave all 3 volumes in here 5 stars. I've been giving them all 4 stars and waiting until there was that 5-star feeling, and I knew, like, I've seen the anime for this one, like I'm a little bit further into the anime than I am the manga, so I knew it was going to happen. But reading this in the manga format was just chef's kiss. Like, oh, it was just so good. I was getting so excited, and just like, oh, the shock hit me all over again. That famous scene, like, this is just where the story really does start to take a turn, and I just love it so much. It's just so good. Honestly, I love this manga so much. It's just so good. Like, I don't even know why. Like, okay, so I was editing my wrap up, and for some reason the remaining 20 minutes I had of the wrap up of this vlog, where I was talking in depth and reviewing every single one of these books, the audio's there but the video is gone. So yeah, I'm not going to sit and refilm all of that because I'm just too tired and too lazy. So I'll quickly summarise them now. So I'm sorry, because I did really go into depth of all of them and gave a good review, but my camera decided it didn't like that. So yeah, I think I was up to here. So The Spindle Splintered, which is a retelling by Alex E. Harrow. Really enjoyed this. It took a really dark, depressing and kind of misogynistic and gross story. If you've heard of the original Sleeping Beauty, then you know, and it made it a feminist tale. It was a really good retelling. It had elements of sci-fi in it as well as fantasy, and it was funny. It didn't take itself too seriously. It was really silly, and the main character actually emphasizes that, and I really love that. So I would definitely recommend this. I gave it 4 stars. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, so I thought it was really good and I loved it. Then I read Soul Leveling Volume 6. Obviously 5 stars. If you've been watching my recent videos, you know I'm obsessed with Soul Leveling. It's one of my favourite manga series ever. I loved it so much, this volume. I was so excited for, and I read it in one go, obviously, and it was just incredible. I loved how in this one we also got to know more characters, and we got panels that were focusing their point of view instead of just our main characters. So I really, really love that, and yeah, I cannot recommend this series enough. This is more for if you're a gamer, and I am not a gamer and I never will be, but I still love this series. I can't even explain why I do. It just has like so many tropes I love in, and I am just obsessed with it. Would definitely recommend Soul Leveling if you haven't read it. Then I also read I Want to Die But I Want to Tobaki. This one is a non-fiction biography. It basically follows the author's conversations with her psychiatrist, and I loved it because I could find a lot of it relatable, and I really liked the format. The format of it worked for me, but I feel like with books that are on mental health, you aren't always going to love them, because for me personally, if I don't relate to them, then I don't like them. I'm not a fan of Matt Haig's because I couldn't relate to them, whereas other people will definitely see themselves in those books and like them. So with mental health books, I feel like, you know, they're going to vary person to person, but for me, I really enjoyed it. I saw things in there that I thought I was alone in, and made me feel very validated and seen, which I really appreciated. But there were other things in there that just went straight over my head. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It was like a 3.75 rounded up to 4, but I would definitely recommend it if you want a non-fiction read on mental health. Then I would still recommend this one. I just really, really enjoyed it just because I could relate to it. And then I did read Mary Oliver's New and Selected Poems Volume 1. So I was quite a ways into this one. Just to be transparent, I didn't start this during the readathon. I was already a way into this. But I'm glad that I finished it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. There were some poems I did not like and went straight over my head. The last portion of the book really lost me, and I found it really boring. But the first like 2/3, I would say, of the book I really, really enjoyed. There was so much poems in there that I could relate to, and I really enjoyed and just thought were really beautiful. So yeah, I do really like Mary Oliver's poetry, and I would definitely recommend it. It's a good accessible collection of poetry, so I feel like if you're new to poetry, you would probably enjoy it. So yeah, I read that, and then I finally finished Emily Wild's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. So again, to be transparent, I was already halfway through this via audio, so I finished the audiobook and I gave it 3 stars. I did not like the first half of this book. I found it boring and really dull, but the second half I really, really picked up. It was really entertaining, really fun. The pacing got better and the characters did. So I really enjoyed the second half, which is why I decided to give it 3 stars. If I was physically reading it, I would have DNF'd, but yeah, I did enjoy it. But I was already halfway through it. I don't have anything else to say on it because I feel like I would be judging it unfairly. But it is a good cozy fantasy if you're looking for something like that. And then lastly, I finished Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. I gave this one 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed this, but I think my expectations were way too high. I finished Serpent and the Wings of Night right before it, and as a result of that, I had high expectations for this author's other books. And I think they were just too high because Serpent and the Wings of Night is just in a league of its own. And yeah, I'd also heard that this was compared to Throne of Glass and Serenade Mass, so my expectations were extremely high, and unfortunately it didn't quite meet them. The middle portion of this book started to get a little bit boring. I feel like the pacing started to slow down a bit. I enjoyed the first act and the third act. I really, really enjoyed them. I like the slow burn romance, but I wish there was more banter. And I don't like the trope in here that was used. So I can't give any spoilers, but let's just say the thing that makes the character stronger, I don't like. If you've read it, then you know what I'm talking about. I just don't like that part. I don't know why. It's just not something, I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. I don't know how to talk about it without giving spoilers. But yeah, ultimately my expectations were just too high for this book. It was a low 4 stars, I would say, because it took me 3 weeks to get through it. It's by no means boring, and it is good, and the writing is good, as is the world and the characters. But like I said, because my expectations were just so high, I just think I like kind of, I don't know, like I feel like if I hadn't have had those high expectations, I would have enjoyed it a lot more, but unfortunately I did. So I did still really love it though. Gave it 4 stars. It just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, But yeah, that does conclude all 21 books that I read during this 24-hour readathon. I hope my camera's cooperated this time, and so I'm going to wrap this up really quick. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books, what you've thought of them, or if you have any recommendations, be it manga or books, please do let me know. Let me know what you've been reading lately, how you're feeling, how life's been treating you, what K-dramas or animes have you been watching. Let me know down below. And if you made it to the end of this video, leave a clock emoji in the comments, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new here. I make bookish videos every week. I know I'd love to have you join me here. If you are looking for extra content though, you can head to my Patreon. That's where you're going to find readathons like this one, monthly buddy read, a Discord, live shows, extra videos, all different stuff. It's all over my Patreon. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you're reading lots of good books, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.